Thanks, guys. Thanks so much.
No, we love you. Yeah,
It had nothing to do with that, mate.
no, who cares? Always do.
Hey, Jacob, thanks for coming over, man.
No worries, mate. Thank you for having me on. And finally got out of here. Got it done.
Yeah, that's it's a big talking point. Presto, I messaged Presto, I reckon, a month ago, just before his suspension. He was like, "Yeah, bloody oath, he only lives up the road. Bloody oath, I'm keen as come on." And then, and I was like, "Fuck, he's keen to come on." Sometimes you get the vibe where someone's not.
Yeah, he's on the bit.
Presto, fucking oath, mate. Let's get in there. And then, boss, it was like the earth had just ended and Presto had gone underground.
Well, suspensions do that.
Yeah, well, I don't know if they do. And then you must be a hard bloke to date.
Yeah. I think I text my missus a bit better than I got back to you.
You'd hope so. Oh, yeah, I was going to say, if you're better than doing that, because she would have left you pretty quick if you were doing that.
Well, I tell you what, you two blokes in the same room. Wow. I mean, I remember the debut. What year was that, mate? Both of you. Coupon debut for Manly, you on debut for NRL.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Brookvale Oval.
Yeah, Brookie Over, your Bulldogs debut, my Manly debut.
You were marking me.
Yeah, he come on off the bench, and you subbed someone off quite quickly too. They must have blown out of steam. Was it Joey Simpson? No.
Nah, I think Ray might have gone to the middle, and then I moved into the edge.
For Tyler Mariner,
because and your parents were sitting next to me.
Were they?
That was a weird thing, yeah. Because I'm sitting there watching, and then I heard him. Your mum must have mentioned your name, and I looked over, and someone told me, "Oh, that's Jacob's mum and dad."
Yeah.
So
played well too.
You did play well that day. You played really, really good.
Didn't break any tackles.
It was a tough day, but it was you guys put a bit of a score on us, didn't you?
Yeah, but isn't it funny how far like the club has come? I remember that first day. It was like Ciro's first game in charge with all this hope. And I thought you guys were strong in the first 20 minutes, but you just see the combination hadn't formed. Like Birdo and Viliami were oil and water. They couldn't get their combination going. But, geez, mate, you just come a long way since then, Jacob.
Yeah, definitely. I think obviously we didn't start too well in the first game wasn't too good, but I think the first 5 rounds of 2023 after that, we actually played some half-decent footy. We beat Melbourne in Melbourne and that. But
yeah, that's right.
Then the year kind of went downhill from there. But 2024 and onwards, it's definitely gone uphill.
You can see, like, it takes people sometimes when they get like a star player over to a club or like a new coach and they want instant success. It's like, we've got this bloke now, we're going to kill it. That was a bit like that year with the Dogs where it was like you guys had Foxy come over, Birdo, Kickow, and everyone was like, they're going to make an instant impact. But it takes at least a couple of years to get like combination. I think people underestimate how long it takes to actually get a group to understand each other as players.
Yeah, definitely. I think that 2023 year, there was a lot of kind of learning new systems. Obviously, some of the boys had already been under Ciro at Penrith, but for a lot of the boys at the club, there was a lot of learning the system and some kind of, I guess, couldn't really get their heads around it. But another year on in 2024, it kind of started to click, and now this year it's gotten even better.
Jacob, and guys, it's not just even like understanding each other's games, understanding the angles to run, how you like to receive the ball, all those things. It's as very simple sometimes as just catching another person's pass. I always say a pass, every playmaker's pass it's like a thumbprint. Everyone's is slightly different. And I remember playing with Andrew for a long time, then go to a different half combination, and the ball just dips a little bit different. Other people throw it a certain angle. All those kind of things. You got to get used to. Hence the importance of just schoolwork relentlessly over and over and over.
Yeah, even some halves like catching a little bit wider or closer to the ruck. So it does vary.
Been tough sitting on the sidelines, I imagine. Although, mate, I'm telling you, they're missing you. That last game, 44-6. That Dolphins game. I can see they're really missing you out there, mate. For you, what do you do as far as when you're suspended and you're able to run and do everything? What's a typical week for you at the moment?
Yeah, and I'm definitely missing being out there, and I can't wait to get back. I've only got one more game now, but because it was quite a long stint.
I didn't think they gave you enough suspension.
Anyway,
mate, the eye gouging. I mean, seriously.
No, because it's quite a long stint. I've kind of been like a little mini preseason, I guess. So the boys got a couple of days off during the bye round last week, but I've been in most days training hard and Travi Tuma.
Oh, it's bloody tough, isn't it? Rehab rehab trainings is a lot harder. I mean, suspension training or rehab training when you're not training with the main group a lot of the time because they're playing.
Yeah.
It is tough. They flog you.
We're doing like match sim. So like it's pretty much like getting the same kilometers you do in a game, but you're just doing like running.
Aimless running. And like
push that up a little bit closer to Jake.
Oh, yeah?
There
he is.
Just,
radio.
Really, I'm really on the bit. My radio sensibility is kicking in.
TV.
Hey, big game against Parramatta. Two traditional rivals up against each other. You know a lot about the history of these two clubs up against each other?
Oh, in the 80s.
Yeah,
sure,
huge in the 80s.
Yeah, massive battle there.
Including the fact that when Parramatta won the first premiership in 1981, the fans burnt the old Cumberland Oval grandstand to the ground. And so that's when they had to build. So where Parramatta Stadium was, now it's, CommBank.
Yeah.
That used to be a ground called Cumberland Oval. Had a grandstand there, and it was run down. It was like decrepit. And when they won their first ever competition, the fans just burned it to the ground. Hence, they had to build a new ground, which would become Parramatta Stadium and now CommBank. But in that about 6 years, they had to share the ground, Belmore Oval, with the Bulldogs. Yeah.
Oh,
so
really?
you had the two powerhouse sides playing out of Belmore Oval.
So it's like
crazy.
it's like Penrith and Para this year, right? CommBank.
Yep.
Wow. Who would you say is the biggest rivalry? Like, because it feels like Bulldogs have a rivalry with like everyone.
Yeah, a lot of clubs, but no, I'd say probably with Para.
Yeah.
Para, and then obviously Good Friday with Souths is always a big game.
Yeah, that's
Always
a big game.
Tell you, Jacob, it's such a great club. And I'm not saying that because you're here. I say to people all the time, it's such a great club. When the Newcastle Knights come in 1988, we stole your players, we stole your coaches, we tried to steal your culture, everything about it. Like the Newcastle Knights, the foundations of that club, you know, if you had an architect looking after Bay, we had the same architect as you blokes. So we tried to copy that culture, and there's certain things I always find about a Bulldogs player, like toughness, you know, the ability to not really think about playing around an opposition, more play through, short ball playing, all those little things that I think have just stayed in the culture of the club for such a long time. And Belmore Oval, man, I tell you, in the 90s, playing at Belmore Oval, it was wild.
Yeah.
Belmore
was incredible. I've played a couple of games, been lucky enough to play a couple of games there now, and it just seems every time every game, next game we play at Belmore, it just gets bigger and bigger.
Oh,
there
man.
was a game there against Canberra last year, and look, it was crazy at the stadium, but then on the streets of the main street of Belmore, it was going off like crazy.
Yeah. Do you find that like you're like a kid from the Northern Beaches, like you see the scenes over in Belmore after you guys win, and it's just like DJs in the streets. Like Belmore is basically shut down. It's like every week's a grand final. Like it looks like how Liverpool is at the moment when they win the football. Like they shut the streets down. There's like flares going off. Like it's insane. Is that like just crazy for you being out there?
It is. It's crazy. It's definitely different to what I've kind of grown up, but then going and be part of it, it's so special. And I say it all the time, but we have the best fans in the game, and to make them happy, it's unreal.
They are a loyal fan. Like someone was telling me the other day, one of the boys he went to the Bulldogs and then a few years later he ended up leaving. He said when he went to, and this is a very modern take on this, when he went to the Dogs, he gained like 20,000 social media followers straight away. And he said when he left, they all unfollowed him.
Yeah.
It shows how loyal these fans are, like to get around their players. Like the boys that are there, the fans just get around you and build you up so much, eh?
They support you no matter what. Yeah, they're very loyal. But they give you stuff. They give you presents and stuff at fan signing stuff. I got given a shirt the other day, like just at a fan signing thing. It's crazy there.
That's good.
Yeah.
See, that area are defined by the football team in a lot of ways, you know, and vice versa. Is the fans and the people of that community, they draw esteem, self-esteem by how the football side's going. And it's just insane. And do you know what, Presser? There's been a lot of tough years for the Bulldogs, and it's not nice going, you know, when you got the foot on your throat all the time and you're scrapping away. But it's not bad sometimes for a club to experience that, to experience a little bit of time down there, because then when you rise again, like you blokes have done, everyone appreciates it more. You know, and it just sends a certain buzz through the community. Yeah,
definitely, for sure. Like I was saying, in 2023, it's kind of the opposite end of the spectrum. It was very, very much a struggle towards the back end there. We had a game against Newcastle, 66-0, and that was definitely tough times. But to see where we've come from and to where we're at now, and then the crowds and stuff slowly build up along the way, it's very special.
We see like those young blokes who, like the young fellas that went into that Penrith side who started winning comp, you know, like Birdo, Critter. They come into a team where you almost expect every year it's going to come kind of easy and you're going to win a grand final every year. Like a lot of you guys at the Dogs have come in at a time where you understand how hard it is to not just make the top 8, but to like get to a grand final, like to get to finals. Now, I imagine you boys, it's something that will stop you boys being complacent. Like even though you are at the top end of the ladder, you're not taking it for granted like a lot of teams can do sometimes.
Nah, for sure. We know we've done nothing yet. Like we kind of learned a lot from last year. We kind of went on a bit of a run there and got to the finals and we kind of burnt out, I guess, a little bit. It wasn't really how we wanted to end the year. And it's kind of put a fire under our belly to go bigger and better this year. And I think it's pretty evident with how we're training and not getting complacent at all.
This is going to be a mega game against Eels because Eels are really starting to form. You can see that Rilesy's, all the stuff that Rilesy tried to put in those early rounds with Mitchell Moses coming back into the side. You can see that, all the things like last week, Jacob, looking at some of their little attacking sequences of plays were very, very classy. Iyongi's starting to really pick up and find himself. It's going to be a cracking game. What sort of crowd are we expecting? What are they saying?
I think they're trying to beat the Good Friday crowd, which was 65,000. That's their goal.
Wow.
They're doing the $10 tickets again,
That's
like they did on Good Friday. That's their goal. Whether they get there or not, I'm not too sure, but it would be pretty crazy to see.
Mate,
Jesus.
That was the biggest regular season crowd ever.
Is that at a core, wasn't it?
Yeah, 65,000.
Because you don't get they get it at Origin and Finals, but you'd always see when you watch a core on TV and you see like one side's full, the camera goes the other side, it's just completely empty. That game when you played Good Friday, that was chaos, eh?
Yeah, it was incredible. We kind of walked out of the hotel as well. It was before the game. We stayed at the Pullman and the Bulldogs kind of organised a fan get together, So we walked out the hotel and the scenes were incredible. It was like, I reckon a sea of people, 100 metres worth of people, just fully Bulldogs kitted up, cheering us on. And it was a very cool experience as well. And we were told to kind of just embrace it.
The Accor walk. So what happened on day game? Do you boys stay at the hotel near Homebush the night before?
Yep.
Okay. And then, so you're starting that tradition where you walk as a team through the fans to the stadium?
Yeah. Well, that was for Good Friday. We don't do that every week.
Okay.
But that was obviously a big occasion and we wanted to embrace the big crowd and kind of get a taste of it. So that was very special. And we stay out there before games as well.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's a good policy. I used to love staying away night footy. And nothing against you two blokes.
No.
I love yous.
No. I think it gets you a good night's sleep. Do you have a roomie? Do you guys do roomies still?
Yeah, I haven't had a roomie. I kind of swapped and changed a couple, but I've had
who's been this year?
Harry Hayes. He's an interesting character, but he's a great fella. Yeah.
So Harry Hayes, he's not the one who only debuted this year, right?
He debuted last year, but he's been in the team ever since.
Yeah.
He's been going really well, actually. He's actually living at Balgowlah. So
is he over the Northern Beaches as well?
Yeah, he's a Central Coast boy, but he's moved down here, moved to Cronulla for a bit, but he's living in Balgowlah now.
What's weird about him? He's got any weird superstitions?
No superstitions. He's just an interesting cat, I guess.
Weird sense of humour?
Yeah, weird sense of humour. But
talk about weird sense of humour is Max King.
Yeah, one of the greats.
How he is so undercover funny. Like he's so funny for a bloke who kind of seems unassuming and very quiet, and then once he gets comfortable in a group, you can't stop him from talking.
Can't he spin a yarn? But honestly, I'll just quickly say I want to give a massive shout out to Maxi because his Origin debut was so good to see him.
Geez, he played good.
He played bloody unreal, and so happy for him.
What a rap for him too when Laurie put him on. Like the first interchange. He came on. Of course, they didn't kick off to Spencer. They kicked off to Max. It says, I don't know what it says more about Spencer or Max, but anyway, nonetheless. But he's a terrific fella.
Oh man, he's such good. And we were at Melbourne together. But when he hurt his Achilles, it was like borderline retirement. Like Kingy he was so low mentally. He'd do 9 months of rehab, come back first run, and he just gets so much pain in it again that he couldn't even They just had him on a watt bike for so long, and he was like. The physios didn't even know what to do. They were like, we don't know how to fix this. It's actually a miracle that he's even back on the field playing.
You know the other thing about Max is, and everybody's different, everyone has their different beliefs, but he is a man of faith. He says that all the time. For him to go through a really difficult period like that, there must have been times that he was questioning, going, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're going to help me or what?
Yeah, I know what you mean. He's a big believer. I think he gives a lot of. Well, I've seen his partner come out even when he made his debut and was like, obviously they're very into their faith, and they gave a lot of that sort of gratitude back to God. Good on him.
Yeah,
good on him. How long has it been since you've been to church?
Me
since school.
probably since school. We and Presto went to the same school.
Yeah.
Is it Catholic or Christian?
Can you read and write?
Catholic. Yeah.
Can, okay. Oh, well, okay. What were you doing?
Presto, right. Presto can't read or write. Don't worry.
Catholic school.
Yeah. You're a few years younger than me because I was in your brother's year.
Yeah, Dano was in your year.
Yeah. I actually saw your old man at the 7-Eleven the other day.
Did you?
Yeah. Do you have a youngest brother as well?
Yeah, so it would have been my stepdad. Yeah, but
yeah,
he would have
He
been.
come up. I was yarning him for ages.
Yeah, he's a good fella.
Yeah. I was
Greg.
like,
What's ages for you?
hey,
What's ages for you?
what, the chat?
Yeah.
We sat there probably 45 minutes in the 7-Eleven.
5 minutes.
Hang on. Are you serious? 45 minutes in a 7-Eleven?
Yeah. We were there for ages. We were literally spinning yarns for so long. I was like, there was people, because we just filled up and there was cars like banking up behind where our cars were filling up and just like waiting for us to leave.
Okay, let's have a yarn about the conversation. Can you enlighten us with
A
some
lot of it
stuff?
was about Jacob, and then we started talking about Dane, who I went to school with. He was in my age. And then we started talking to your youngest brother, and he was telling me how much he loved footy. He had like footy. He had, I think he had Bulldog shorts on actually.
He actually, last year was the ball boy for the Dogs. But
Was he?
He actually tackled a streaker one day. What? Which it was funny as, but
Male or female streaker?
it was male streaker.
He would have been. He's like 8 or 9 though, isn't he?
Oh, he's 15 now.
Is he 15?
Yeah.
Jeez, I'm a bad judge of age. I cannot pick kids' age anymore.
Yeah.
I was watching these kids train down at Colorado the other day, and I was watching them train for ages, and I was like, how good are these guys going? Like, I thought they were under 17s because they look quite big. They were like under 11s.
Yeah.
The kids are getting bigger and bigger.
Sure are.
Yeah.
Sure are.
Good on them.
Yeah.
What about eating?
Yeah, the old church, we were talking about that before. I think the only time I go to church these days is funerals. Even weddings, I sort of, get there, I sort of head towards the back.
Yeah, pretty morbid thing to bring up, you reckon?
Sure. But, as you get older, and you get off more of the depressing sort of things. So I find drinking after a funeral is actually
Fun.
The wake.
I wouldn't say the word would be fun. I probably get more of a shine or a buzz, get that sort of feeling that comes over. It's hard to explain.
Well, I suppose like me and Presto's age right now, it's like birthdays and weddings is like the big events. I suppose for you, like you're done really celebrating birthdays and weddings. Your only real time to get together as a group is funerals. So that I suppose is like your weddings now, right?
Yeah, that's true. It's actually very, very true. It is actually quite depressing. You get there sometimes, but I didn't mean that. When you go to 21st or stuff there or weddings and that, you have a beer after. But when you go to a funeral and everyone's emotions are on edge and things are down there, after a few beers, everything just really starts to pack up. Well, hence
wedding crashes
compared to Chaz.
You ever seen Wedding Crashers?
You ever seen Wedding?
I have, but you have to remind me.
Will Ferrell's character.
Yeah.
So
Vince
Vaughn and Owen Wilson, their characters, they crash weddings to pick up birds, right? Ladies, and they come across Will Ferrell. He's abandoned weddings. He goes, man, I go to funerals. He goes, the women there are so horny.
You should watch it, Preston.
Yeah, it's good, mate. You gotta watch it.
I did. I remember watching it, but it's
That's right. We'll watch it tonight.
Yeah, watch it. Let's go and watch it now.
Yeah, we'll live stream it. Watch it here.
Yeah. Now, Presto. Let's keep this tight. I absolutely understand. I'm just going to ask you this. I'm not going to ask you about what position he may play against Parramatta or anything like that. Lachlan Galvin, how's he been?
Yeah, he's only been in for a couple of days, but he's been really good. He's a really nice fella.
Yeah.
He's been ripping in at training, and he's really keen to learn all the systems and stuff. And he's a really good kid.
Impressed you with the football?
Yeah, definitely.
With the footy. Yeah.
Lots of skill there. Lots of skill.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks like a skill. You played against him a lot?
I actually had never played against him.
Really?
Last time we played the Tigers, I was injured, which was last year, and I haven't had the chance.
You didn't play 1:30 a lot, do you? You always more of 3 o'clock. That's a low plus.
What's because he's got what I want to talk about because you're known. You got a lot of great haircuts at the Bulldogs, right?
Yes.
You have an excellent haircut, the Northern Beaches mullet. It's great. A bit of blonde through it. I'm sure you squirt lemon at it when you're home alone. Lachlan Galvin's haircut. Now it's making a lot of headlines at the moment. Is he copying flack at training? Because it's like the bowl cut, right?
Or is it too early to take the piss out of it?
Yeah, I saw that picture with the ball cut, but it doesn't look that bad in person. So
Might have just been a bad day.
Yeah, it might have just been or a bad angle. I'm not too sure, but
It's like the bloke of the Yui commercials, the bloke.
Yeah, it looks like Lloyd Christmas from Dumb and Dumber.
He does.
He's got that in there.
Yeah, he does. Any of the boys like any piss take or anything like that going on? Any practical jokes on him? yet?
No, not yet.
No.
Not yet. No,
They'll come.
They'll come. For sure they will. They will.
Yeah, who is like the practical joker in the squad? Who gets on top of like those kind of awkward situations when everyone's like, oh, hey, Lachlan, nice to meet you. Who's the one that breaks the ice?
Oh, Critter for sure.
Critter
yeah,
is?
Yeah. Critter's the man at it. He's awesome in kind of breaking the ice and making everyone feel comfortable. I think he's done an amazing job since he came in doing that, and he connects the group.
Is Terps there? Jakey Turpin?
Terps is a good one as well.
He's one of the great icebreakers.
Turpentine.
Oh, mate.
He's one of the
I'd
greats.
never met him before, and then I was at we're at a pub in Brisbane. There was a long lineup, and Cooper goes, mate, there's a bloke just out the front, a mate out the front. He wants to know, can you get him in? I looked out, and it was a little pumpkin-headed guy, Turpentine.
You know what? Okay, so I think that was a magic round or something, and a weird sort of night for Terps, Dad and I. It was karaoke at this bar in Brizzy. And it also managed to coincide with Sexpo. So I don't know if you've ever heard of Sexpo, Presto. It's like
combo.
I know, perfect for Terps.
Toby Sexpo.
And it's like a convention where like basically like couples and just whoever's like really into that sort of thing,
Kinky
they
shit.
go there.
Yeah.
And at the bar when we're all doing karaoke, it's like the whole of Sexpo would come into this pub, and for whatever reason, I don't know how it came up. I don't know if Terps had been telling everyone in the thing, but they all thought me and Terps were dating. All the couples in at Sexpo.
That's a strange conclusion to reach.
I know.
At a Northern Hotel.
But we were sitting around having a beer, and then like this guy, she was asking Terps like how long we'd been together, and I was like, what? And Terps goes, oh, like just to start, because they were all in there and like they're kinky sort of couples, and Terps have been saying that me and him have been dating for like 3 years.
Yeah.
And that was it.
It happened to me and Joey once. We were out once, and a bloke come up and goes, "Are you guys partners?" And we're like, "What? I got a better taste than that." I mean, we have sex, but we are from Cessnock, you know.
That is very true.
Last thing I'd like, can I ask? Did they ask him to address the group? Did he address the group in any way, shape, or form? Not asking for the contents.
No.
Just got on with
Just
things.
got in and trained, and it's been really good so far.
Did he look nervous?
Yeah, I think he would have been. It's like
Yeah.
anyone's first. It's kind of like your first day at school. You're always nervous, but the boys got around him, and he's been really.
You
good.
guys got like a pretty mad. It looks like from the outside looking in, you're a mad close group.
Yeah.
Like particularly this year, it looks like you celebrate every win, you celebrate all the tries. Like it looks like anyone gets pushed over, you guys back them up and try to fight whoever it is. Do you like? I suppose it's professional sport. Like you all get on with it, but do you feel like is Galvin coming like affecting anyone's like head or anything? Everyone's pretty sweet.
Yeah, everyone's sweet. Everyone just gets on with it.
Yeah.
We're like you said, we're really connected, and we've just welcomed him in. Sorry,
Yeah.
got it out there, and welcomed him in, and it's been really good so far.
It's funny, like you get there sometimes within clubs, and people on the outside will say, "Oh, mate, this is what's going on in the club." It's obviously really affecting the group. From my experience, players just get on with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You get on with the game.
It's like when fans go, "Oh, how could he sign for this club in 12 months' time? I bet you all the boys are off him." And it's like no one ever cares.
No.
Like,
As long as you're getting a new contract, it's fine.
yeah, no one ever like. I've never seen someone go up to someone and go like, "Presto, I can't believe you signed for them like next year." That's like no one ever really gives a shit.
No.
It's
no.
yeah.
Hey, Presto, how's Coach Ciraldo going? Has he turned into a coach yet? Yeah, because I don't think you're not a first grade coach unless you become angry and paranoid. Is he same old Ciro?
Same old Zero. Definitely not angry or paranoid at all.
Yeah.
He's very calm and collected, and he's been awesome so far. I've kind of had him my whole career. And
I was talking to Maxie King and Toby Sexton when they come on the Sunday show about a month or so ago, and it was after the Broncos game with the bad loss, and he said at half time, which the 30-odd nil. I said, "How was Ciro?" And he goes, "Mate, he was that calm." He said, "He was that calm. In fact, he was so calm and talking about what we had to do in the second half." He said, "We came out after half time and went, actually, we can turn this around and maybe beat these blokes." Now that's some sort of coach who can do that, convince you.
We dead set had full confidence we could have come out in that second half and won the game, and I think we put 18 points on in that second half, and we fully believe we could have. And just the way he addresses the playing group really simplifies it, dumbs it down, and it was just on us to go out there and do it.
What about the Raiders game?
That was incredible, wasn't it?
It was incredible.
Yeah, were you in that one? Did you play that?
Nah,
Was that your first
That
week?
was my first week suspension. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah, considering like how good the Raiders, particularly like Raiders, they're in the top 4. Like Raiders aren't a team that they're out of the bottom 8 and they're beating you by 18. You come back. Like Raiders are a proper premiership contender now this year.
Turn our man up here for a second. We'll
What, Jack?
tell Presto about what took place. Give me 5, Jack. How good, mate? Me and Jack got a story about the Raiders Dogs. Remember that night?
Yeah, the leading to the game, the old man just kept saying to me, I've got a really good feeling about the Dogs this weekend because I think Canberra were favourites and it was a big game.
It was in Canberra,
In Canberra, it was a big crowd. A lot of Doggies fans came down, and at half time, what was the score at half time?
It was just before half time. You were down about 20-odd nil.
20-0.
Yeah.
And something happened in the game, and I bumped Jack and rang a couple of mates and said, just get on the Dogs straight away. $31. And they were like, mate, don't be stupid. And I said, just do it. And Jack was going,
we're at this birthday, right? And they had we're in Bondi, believe it or not, of all places. We never go there. And you look over and on the screen you see first try. From across the room, the old man just dead-eyed me. Second try, dead-eyed me, and I've gone, the bastard's going to get it.
It's happened, mate. We're just dead-eyeing across the road. I just raising the eyebrows going,
Critter put on a bit of a show, didn't he?
Yeah. He played outstanding. Who was this? Seb Chris. Poor Seb Chris will have nightmares about him.
What about him? Like, before we talk about Critter, you went into Origin camp?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, got the chance to go in. It was really cool.
What was that? What did you take out of that?
Yeah, no, it was awesome. It was awesome to kind of get to know all the boys, kind of soak up the experience and just kind of learn off.
How good was Laurie Daly? What a champion.
Yeah, he was awesome. He's such an easy bloke to kind of talk to, and he did a great job.
What about Craig Bellamy? Did you have a conversation with Craig?
Yeah, I had a brief convo, not too much, but no, he seems really cool as well.
Let me guess it. I bet you come up there, shook your hand, said congratulations, where you going?
Yeah,
like that.
Yeah, that's exactly what he said. Yep.
That's the kind of guy he is.
I could tell you now, he'd love to coach you. Like, you're right up his alley as a player. But I had dinner with Hamole last night as well, and he'd never even spoke to Craig, and he said the exact same thing. He's like, I didn't know how to take him or approach him because I've watched him for so long and kind of been like, he's got a bit of a scary aura.
He's got an aura, yeah, definitely.
You know, like, you don't know how to copy him. And he said the same thing. He's like, no, come up. And he was just the nicest bloke. I imagine it'd be pretty sick for like a lot of those boys who have never had anything to do with him it breaks down a little bit of a wall because you've just been coached against him for so long.
Yeah, well, you've been coached against him and you've also kind of grown up watching him coach all these dominant teams. So to kind of be able to meet him and understand how he kind of works is pretty cool.
Was he very hands-on? Did he get his hand? Or did he kind of sit back? Like, was he talking in video? Or he just kind of sit back and just let Laurie do his thing and then just chime in if he had to?
Yeah, it was more so he just sat back and chimed in every now and then. Laurie and the assistant coaches did their thing.
Did you have the game, Presto? Did they take you to the game?
Nah, so I was there from Tuesday to the Saturday Arvo, and then they left to Brisbane on the Sunday morning.
So you blokes were in there, of course, for the experience, the extended squad. Did you do a post against the team? Did they have you blokes? Yeah, right.
Yeah, so we kind of did a couple of opposed sessions. The weather the first couple of days was horrendous at Blue Mountains, and then we actually had to move training to Penrith on the fourth day just because the weather was so bad. And we got some sun finally, and we got to they did like an opposed session against Ryde, and I just jumped in the Ryde side and played against them.
Yeah, right.
It was fun.
When you go into camp, sometimes you get a whole new appreciation of the guys you play against. When you went into camp, firstly on the field, who did you look at and just go, man, like who really stood out for you? Yeah,
it was obviously all of the boys are pretty impressive, but I think Nathan Cleary, the way he goes about his business is pretty special. And Isaiah Yeo, how he kind of addresses the group as well and
does he? Yeah,
summarizes everything. It's pretty cool experience.
Nathan, lots of extras.
Yeah, he's the last man on the field always. Nathan. Wow. So.
What about, like, because New South Wales got so many good back row. Like, you were, before your suspension, you were being tossed up to be in the side as well. Angus Crichton, Liam Martin, Hudson Young was on the bench, and then yourself and Dylan Lucas were kind of being tossed up as well. What did you learn from like some of the other experienced back rowers in there?
Yeah, just how they train as well, how they prepare. Training like Angus Crichton, he goes 100% at everything, which I actually really like. I embrace that and probably take that to my training now and kind of try and make sure I do that as well. It's cool to see.
Poor Sammy Walker apparently is just hates it every day, because every day there's always someone at club level who just goes like, you want to go in and your body's sore. And there's always someone that's going 110% when you're wanting to go 50. At our club at Melbourne, it used to be Dale Finucane.
Yeah.
Dale would go just like on a day where everyone was sore, he just would still be sore, but he'd just want to kill everyone. Matt Lodge was that at Manly as well. Would just run, and Ethan Bullymore, Bitcoin Bullymore.
Bitcoin.
You know, Bullymore,
I don't know him personally.
loves his Bitcoin. He's
Does
an
he?
accountant he works at a firm
Okay.
every day off. He goes in there.
Him and Harry Hayes are getting on well. Unusual man.
Yeah. He's a quirky individual, but same thing. Bull, I've never seen anyone score so many tries at training, but they're not in the game as many tries. But
He scores a lot in the game.
he does, but at training, mate, if you watched him at training, you'd think he's going to go out and score 8 tries.
Scores a lot, like it pushes support. Really
Yeah,
good
yeah.
support and he scores-
Bitcoin, because he reads, mate. He's a stock man. You can see, mate, he's a full stock man.
Figures.
Yeah,
Figures.
loves numbers.
What about blokes? Whenever you go into camp, you always strike up a really good relationship with someone. Like I'm in Origin camp, I roomed with Laurie a couple of times, and mate, he was the dream roommate. Apart from the fact he used to walk around naked all the time.
I heard, nudist.
Right? Total nudist. What about yourself? When you went to camp, was there anyone you really sort of went, you didn't think that, like, well, you were surprised what a good bloke they were?
All the fellas are really good fellas, to be honest.
Yeah.
Everyone was really good fellas. I was hanging out with, obviously, the Dogs boys a fair bit, Critter and Maxie King, but I got to know all the boys really well, and they're all really good fellas, and just tried to take a lot from what they did at training and their preparation. And
Who wasn't a good fellow?
I'm a pretty easygoing guy.
I know. I go, Presto's he's too good a bloke. You wouldn't, even if someone was an arsehole, you'd find a way to get along with him.
Mate, that Dylan Edwards, what a grab. Hey, Stephen Crichton, I think he has got his trajectory at the moment, 24 years of age, what he's doing. He's on the trajectory to be like a Mal Meninga type figure. For you blokes, I mean, his leadership, can you just give us some insight in the leadership day by day?
Yeah, well, getting to experience Origin camp, I kind of see where he kind of picks some stuff off Yowie and stuff, and getting to see him do that at the Bulldogs in Clubland every day is pretty special. The way he kind of connects the group through his words, obviously, but also through his actions. It's pretty cool to be a part of.
When he first went to the club, did he walk in and straight away just have a presence and took leadership?
Yeah, well, I think he kind of came in a little bit later just because of how Penrith had gone the year before. But he walked straight into an army camp, and I guess we were like we had captains and like our leaders Reed and Birdo and stuff, Kingy. But then Critter at the army camp just blew everyone away with how he kind of handled it all. From there it's just I guess it's that aura.
Because we had Ciro on the potty that year after he'd named Critter as captain, and he actually said that army camp he'd never even thought Critter was in contention to really be captain. He was looking at Birdo and Marnie.
Yep.
And then he said that army camp when he watched him, how he came in, how he had the group, how we communicated with everyone. That was when he was like, well, I think Critter's got to be our skipper.
Yeah, it was actually incredible to kind of witness it and be part of it. He kind of just brought everyone together, got everyone through everything, and just like I said, connection. Like the way he connects the group, I haven't really experienced that before. I don't know really how to explain it, but he kind of understands each individual for who they are and knows how to get everyone connected. So.
And isn't it so important? Like not just on the field, not just in the dressing room, but even just when you're out on the training field, that connectivity. Because even when you're doing fitness, I remember if you got good leadership out there. Everyone drags each other along. Everyone looks after each other. And I've found a lot of times with fitness, when you do fitness almost as an individual pursuit and you're ignoring everyone else, it makes it 10 times harder. When you actually take on the role of, come on, Presto, let's go. Come on, Coop, push. Jack, come on, catch up a little bit. It actually makes everything easier for everybody.
That connection, it makes everything easier, but it also holds everyone accountable, I guess. That just rises the intensity and I guess the level of fitness everyone's kind of getting to. And it's someone he's done.
Yeah. Yeah. He seems like a bloke that rarely gets tired. Like you can tell he's trained at a high intensity for a long time. The difference between the best teams and the worst teams is how the best teams react when they're tired and under fatigue, right? Like communication is the first thing that goes when anyone's tired. And you can tell Critter's the bloke that is just, he drills it into himself every day. When he's tired in preseason, he just forces himself to talk so that it becomes habit.
He's constantly communicating at training or on the field. Like it's just, it's next level communication. And I think that comes out on the field, the way he defends. I think, that most recent Origin game, how he defended was pretty incredible. And I'd say it's up there with one of the best Origin.
You defend alongside him, huh?
Yeah.
Presto.
Tui. Yep.
Yeah. He what blows me away is sometimes a ball will get pinged out and there's Critter and your winger, Carraz, and it's 2-on-2 with them and they're on the attacking him. And it'll be over like a 30-minute space. A lot of times, players will rightfully feel isolated. He just goes bang, goes up there and just hits them.
No hesitation, doesn't panic, just backs himself, which comes from his preparation. He does it at training, so he knows that when it's time to do what he has to do, he just backs himself.
It's pretty sick, like going from like a lot of the boys that left Penrith, or even back in the day that you would have seen, like blokes that used to leave like the Melbourne Storm when they had the big three there.
Yeah. They
usually go, when they sign to a different club on more money, people go, oh, they're going to make a big difference, and then they kind of fall off a cliff. They rarely do you see him get better. I don't think, one of recent times, like when Nico Hines left and he won the Dally M the next year, like it's very rare to see him leave such a good club and then go get better.
Yeah.
Whereas Critter's another one, left Penrith off the back of a couple premierships, and you go, is he going to get better, or is he going to sort of plateau out leaving such a good club? But he's just gotten better and better every year.
Yeah, I think he's put it down to his work ethic, how hard he's willing to train, the amount of preparation he does, the amount of video he does also. It's it's that elite level, and I guess when he goes out in the field, that shows.
Well, and I tell you, the bloke, as far as performance is concerned in the last 18 months, he's not too far off him, who I think has been a revelation. In fact, I think he could play State of Origin now if you needed him, was Bronson Xerri. Bronson Xerri is just been fantastic for you blokes. Great finisher, great work ethic. Obviously a bloke who works hard off the field.
Yeah, definitely. Bronson's been awesome. Obviously, he came back from a fair bit of time out, and as soon as he got to the club, he just had this willingness to rip in. And he got there, he did all the hard work, and then I guess Critter came a couple of weeks later and has helped him heaps as well in terms of defensive movements and stuff. But yeah, he's been great for us. He does a lot of the dirty work people don't really see at times, but us players on the field do see that, and we really do appreciate that. And it's pretty cool to have them both as our centers.
We had Josh Yadakara a few weeks ago on the potty, and you just sparked my memory of what he said when you would have been there this year when Critter came to the club. They, particularly the defensive movements on the edge, Ciro had a system that he knew worked leaving Penrith, but you guys worked so hard at it for so long, but it never really clicked. It wasn't until Critter came and showed you guys like it actually works and showed you guys how to sort of do it. Did you experience that as well?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like in 2023, some of us trusted the system and others probably didn't, showing enough respect, I guess. And the system relies on everyone going after it and everyone doing their job. But then when Critter came, we kept working at it, and we had players buy into it. All players bought into it, and for it to work, everyone has to be buying into it. And then him just showing, I guess, our outside backs that if they stick to the process, it'll work out. So
it's very honest from Josh Adekar. He goes, man, we're working on it. He goes, but even I wasn't sure. I was going, it's just going to work. But he certainly turned that around. Couple of boats I want to run past. I'm going to ask you a few questions here. Right?
Yep.
But actually, before I do, how's Gus going? Is Gus good?
Feels good.
He's good, mate.
He's a good man.
He's done a remarkable job now with a number of clubs. I tell you, a club he doesn't get credit for. The Wars. Remember, he had about 6 months at the Wars.
Did he?
Went over there,
Yeah,
sat behind the scenes, did recruiting for him, and tidied a few things up in their organisation, and left. But I reckon he had a fair impact there. Does when the boys have a win, does he ever? Because what we used to do at Origin, I know it sounds weird. I'd find it sort of weird that players these days would do it. But we used to, Gus go, right, everyone, let's go get around the piano. And we used to get a bloke, pull the piano out. We all just sit around with books. Gus would hand out with sheet. And we had the words typed out for all the songs we want to sing, like Piano Man and everything like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Great track.
Gus was sick for it. He's sick for a sing-along.
I'd love a sing-along, but it hasn't been happening. So.
He hasn't done it?
Nah, not a...
You got to get on to him.
Yeah.
Got to get on him and say, Gus, come on, mate. Matty said you got to get the piano out and do some sing-alongs.
Where would he get the piano from?
It's a good question. I don't know.
Hey, you're in Belmore. I'm pretty sure they could find a
They can find a piano.
Is he kind of scary?
Oh, he's one of those guys that has that aura about him.
Yeah.
Similar to, I guess, Craig Bellamy. You kind of grow up and they're massive figures in the game. And I remember when I first met him, when I was at the Roosters at the time, and He's looking to bring me over to the Dogs. And I remember how nervous I was walking into Jabel's Cafe, which is in Belmore there. And then I was just like, whoa, it's sat down with him. I'm like, it's feel good. Like, it's crazy. And he still has that aura to this day, to be honest. I don't think that will ever change.
Geez, he could give a blast as a coach.
Yeah.
Jacob. 95 Origin, the third game. We were playing them up in Queensland and they were beating us at half time and they're beating us at full time. But it'd been an odd series because the Super League war, and Gus had sort of been distracted. He'd been dragged from here, left, right, and centre. And the first two games, although he got beat, he was sort of philosophical. Third game, by half time, he had enough and just got there and just went around the group and just go, righto, you know what I do? He goes, I just look at this group and just took everyone. He went to me and goes, mate, have you ever fucking done a 2-on-1? You're fucking out there. You go through. It's a fucking 2-on-1 and you give it early. And he just goes round, just giving it to blokes. And he got to one of the players last. And he goes, and you last. He said, you. He goes, mate, I sit there every fucking morning and watch you come downstairs for breakfast. Your fucking hair's never done. Your breath stinks. Do you have any self-respect at all?
Jeez, just nitpicking towards the end.
Well, a bloke I played with at Newcastle who ended up going down in there at Penrith, he had a tough time. He didn't play well. He was right out of form and he wasn't. He admits himself. He said he wasn't really towing the line. And he said he got there once playing Newcastle at Penrith and Gus just come in the sheds at half time and he goes, hey, come here, and pulled his wallet out, got a heap of coins and just threw them at him and said, get the fucking train back to Newcastle, you're done.
I remember the year when I left Melbourne and signed at Manly, right before I signed at Manly, I met with Cameron Ciraldo at that cafe.
Can't believe he resisted.
Mate, what's this? How stupid, Ciro. How dumb of you. Anyway, he goes, mate, me at Joe Bell's tomorrow, me and Gus will be there. And I was like, sweet. And I was kind of like, and I don't know, you used to work with Gus quite a bit, Dad, at Channel 9, but I don't know if I met him, I was really young. I can't really remember meeting him. So I was kind of nervous because obviously he's like got an aura around him. And I've like sort of hyped myself up all day. I don't get too nervous about meeting people. I was kind of nervous there. I've gone in, righto, thought about a couple of jokes to sweeten it up. Walked in and it's just Ciro there. And I went, oh, where's Gus? He goes, no, he just texted me then. He said, no, you can do it on your own.
That must have gave you the feeling.
Right, dead set. I was like, okay, so Ciro's just taken this meeting as a charity meeting and there's no chance of getting signed to this club. To be fair, they had 32 players signed in their top 30 at this stage. They actually had to cull 2 or 3 people.
Isn't it a wonderful, but that's a wonderful excuse in this salary cap age. Mate, we're desperate to sign you.
We can't fit you.
We haven't got a spot left. Or salary cap is squeezing hard, brother.
Yeah. It's the best way. You could get away with murder.
Hey, okay, on your teammates.
Yep.
Give us some insights for the Doggies fans. Who's the fastest in the squad?
The fastest? I think Bronson.
Bronson is?
Yeah, I think in preseason he got the fastest time, yeah.
Roger Fabry, take a bow.
Roger Fabry.
Strongest?
Ooh. Pound for pound would be Curtis Moran.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's a
little beast.
He's a little beast in the gym.
You met the old man? You met his dad?
His uncle Brad.
His uncle.
Yeah, his uncle Brad. Good. Yeah, he was a tough player, Brad. Very, very good player. Good fella too. Really good fella. Bad head on him. But you don't get a little bloke, you look at a bloke's head and you go, oh, I don't know what he's like, but he bucked that trend. He was a good fella. Most annoying teammate?
Oh, most annoying. Like I said, I'm pretty nice, so I just throw Harry Hayes under the bus.
Harry Hayes.
We drive together, so you can get on my nerves sometimes.
You can be honest. It's King. It's Maxi King.
I actually love listening to Max King's yarn.
Do you?
Sometimes.
Hey, I went back through, you know when you go back through your camera roll, like just go back and just like reminisce on some years? Mate, I've just got the funniest videos of Kingy just in his budgie smugglers in the sheds, just chewing everyone's ears off. Mate, it just reminded me how big a pest he was. When we all went on a team trip to Bali as well.
Yeah, I've heard about this.
Oh, really? Have you heard about that one?
Bali trip, yep.
Yeah. That was when Nelson decided to punch a few
Beat someone's face.
Yeah. Mate, Kingy was so funny, man. He was driving. He's such a good for team morale and vibe. Yeah. But if you get him if you're in a bad mood on a day and Kingy corners you,
oh no,
you're in for a long one.
Oh mate, it's a long day.
Who's the most? Okay, there's obvious blokes who are really skillful. Who's the bloke who surprises you at training with the Dogs as far as their skills concerned?
I say it wouldn't surprise me, but Bailey Hayward's very skillful. He puts a lot of work into it.
He's a good touch footy player, right?
Yeah, he was growing up. He's really good. I've heard stories.
I think I played against him back in touch.
You've played against everyone.
No, in touch footy though, like under 15s or something. Because one of the boys said he was playing the other day, and they were like, "We played against him up at State Cup somewhere."
Yeah,
up in Port Macquarie. Skillful player,
very skillful, and he's obviously with a touch background, it kind of helps.
Yeah,
that skill, but
he sort of typifies those players in your middle field, in it like Curtin that can do a bit of everything.
Yeah. Can play a variety of different positions, and he's been doing a really good job for us this year.
How's Kurt going, Jack? Is a question because I know Kurt, but I don't know him well. Is Killer a bit of an oddball, Jack?
Oddball? No, he's a good fella, Kurt. He's a good fella. He's a bit old school. Killer's old school. That's why me and him got along really well because he's a bit more old school. He's a funny sort of lad. He's maybe getting on along in the tooth now. He might be one of the oldest in the club.
He's the oldest. He was actually my roommate last year.
Oh, was he Killer?
Yeah. He's from the middle of nowhere in Queensland.
He's
comes
from Collinsville.
Yeah. All I know is there's like a dinosaur museum there.
That's a random thing to know. Jack, can you
Yeah.
Google where there might be a dinosaur museum in Queensland?
Winton, that's the one.
Winton.
Right.
And you know he's a good bloke and a good teammate because he's always willing to help his teammates out. Like, you know what I mean? Up in Newcastle, he was helping Kalen out a couple of times.
Let's leave that one alone.
What?
What about teacher's pet? Like, right, with Ciro, apart from Critter, who's always,
Teacher's pet. I wouldn't say that teacher's pet. There's a couple of boys that have really good relationships.
Suckholes.
Who's his son? Who does he treat like his son?
Right up. Who's the heel? Now, a heel is a term used in wrestling, which is someone who is the bad guy or people take the piss out of all the time. Who's the whipping boy?
Yeah, I'll cop that rap myself. I'll throw myself under the bus.
Do you?
Are you joking?
Nah, yeah.
How dare they do that to our boy?
That is despicable behaviour.
Yeah.
I cop a fair bit, but
You're like the nicest guy in the world.
Sometimes I probably deserve some of it, but it's good. It keeps the boys.
I'll tell you right now, just something that how everybody says, who would you want to date your sister? Who's the nicest bloke in the NRL? Everyone goes Jake Jarovich all the time. I'll tell you right now, Presto. After this, I think you're going to take that title.
Yeah.
I didn't realise just how nice you were until we've come on here.
Let's bring in a cousin Kate.
It's actually a dating show.
Hey, just to finish with Presto, to know a little bit more about yourself. Who did you support growing up?
Yeah, I was a Manly fan. Obviously growing up on Northern Beaches, and Manly were very dominant at the time. Kind of 07 to 13, 14 was kind of the peak of their power.
Who was your favourite player?
I used to love Brett Stewart, obviously, and Jamie Lyon, but then I got to know Chock Anthony Watmo throughout the years as well. So
you took him a quirky cat.
Geez, had some good players during that era.
Oh, they were an awesome team.
Gifty.
Jamie Lyon. You talk about, best presence being, come in. This is going to sound right. It's ugly rapping. It's not the right thing. But you look at him, and you go, and then as soon as the ball hits his hands and everything, he's just genius. Yeah. Genius football.
He's a freak.
He would have played a lot more kind of rep games, but I think he stopped playing for a bit there as well.
He just got to the point he said, I don't need it.
Yeah.
And he was happy being a club football. I got a bit of criticism at the time, but at the end of the day, he just goes, mate, I love playing football, love playing with my mates, and that's why I did. I mean, he quit Parramatta and went for 12 months, went back to Wee War and just did pig shooting and played for the local side.
Well, mate, I think Bozo and like those blokes at Manly basically had to go out there and convince him to come to Manly. Yeah. Like I think he was happy just to stay
out there.
I'm pretty sure he was happy. Yeah, he was at St Helens.
Before he came back to Manly, he went to St Helens.
Yeah.
He went to St Helens. James Graham said he turned up and they went, "Oh, look at this bloke! He's been basically strapped himself to the Sizzler buffet for the last 6 months." And then he said, "Mate, listen, they're doing fitness, nearly lapping him." And as soon as they started to do ball work and everything, they just went, "Oh my god, look at this guy."
Because you were a man, did you play Harold Matson SG ball at Manly?
No, I played all my junior reps for the North Sydney Bears.
Oh, did you play it? But they didn't get you here?
No, I played one development game and was bog average. And
really?
To be fair, didn't really get an opportunity.
You seem like there was a late developer, right?
Yeah, I was for sure.
Yeah.
Probably didn't start growing that much till about 16, 17. Harold Matson at the time was 16s, but yeah, I was definitely
Don't worry.
a smaller kid.
Manly's always been in love with. They love the biggest kids at the youngest age. Sometimes they miss some blokes falling through the cracks.
So there's Presto. We're talking about a couple before who they've missed out on, who they've missed of late that's gone through the
Sammy Verrills.
Semi Verrills, but who was I writing about just before? Tamale.
Yeah, he's. I didn't even know he was a local until recently.
Yeah, Chroma Kingfishers.
Yeah, Chroma Kingfishers.
I didn't. because his mum has the barbershop. She owns the barbershop.
She does.
Or the auntie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And Kia Weeks.
Yeah.
He was a Manly.
Well, Kay played first grade.
So my first
Yeah.
They let him go.
Yeah, they did.
my first ever Bears game, me and Kale were half partners.
Oh, yeah,
Really?
Under 15s, yeah.
You play half.
I was playing 5'8" at the time. I played Parramatta at 5'8".
Did you?
Then I broke my leg and put on 25 kilos.
Do you know what, Presto? When you just said that about North Sydney, I've seen you play for North Sydney somewhere. I don't know where it was, but I've actually, when you said about North Sydney, I said, man, I've seen you play.
Yeah.
Seen you play there. Don't know where it was.
You might have been at Parramatta when I was at SG Ball, maybe?
Yeah, I played I actually played Parramatta's SG Ball flag and then cup with North Sydney. So
Yeah.
played all.
You might have.
Haven't had a call from the Bears, have you? The Perth Bears.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, what a great advertisement. Perth Bears 2027. Ladies and gentlemen,
very happy the Dogs.
the prodigal son returns.
Stay at the Dogs. I think you're about to win a few premierships.
Yeah.
Hey, Presto, thank you so much, mate. And we said this before to you. Congratulations, mate, on what's going on in your career, how you handle yourself off the field, and, mate, good luck against the Eels.
Thank you so much.
Bloody
I
hell.
appreciate it.
Thanks,
Thank
Presto. Thanks for finally replying.
you. Thanks for having me on, boys. Cheers.